Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So today, before we get into the topic of this video, I would like to go over the fact that we have BlackBerry on the chair and not Clinton. In spite of the fact that BlackBerry is about 13 years old now, she really doesn't understand the concept that I've trained Mr. Clinton to understand, which is you sit on the left side of the chair, not the right. The left side of the chair is for the cat, the right side of the chair is for the mouse. The right side of the chair is not for the cat. This side is for the cat, this side is for the mouse. Understand, BlackBerry? Good girl. Now that that's done, we can get on to the topic of today's video. So yesterday I did a video going over how the reason the world is the way it is not because every company is evil, but rather because we as users and as consumers tend to point the finger at each other rather than the companies that are abusing us. This is something that I think is something that needs to change. People will not blame Apple when they screw over the user. They'll laugh at them for choosing Apple over Samsung. They won't say, well, man, that's really bad that Ford is trying to patent a repoable vehicle. They'll say you're an idiot for having a low credit score, for using this instead of Dodge or Chevy. And I wanted to go over that today again when it comes to payment processors. Something I went over several years ago is that PayPal decided to take on this very abusive practice of not refunding the merchant services fee when you refund a customer. So for those of you who are not familiar with how online e-commerce works, if I run an online store and you give me $1,000 with your credit card, I don't actually get $1,000. I get $1,000 minus two things. A, the transaction fee, which is typically a percentage of what it is you paid. So if you gave me $1,000, 2.9% of that, or just to make it nice and easy, $29 will be deducted from that. And also a transaction fee that's a flat fee. This tends to be something like 10 cents, 50 cents, 30 cents. With PayPal, it's 30 cents. The way this used to work is if you paid $1,000 from an item through me, and then you called me, you said, listen, Lewis, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. I have another one of these in the other room. I don't need this item. Can you cancel my order? I used to be able to cancel your order, and while I would have to eat that 30-cent transaction fee, I would not have to eat the 2.9% fee. So I would have to pay 30 cents to process your transaction refund, but the $29 fee would be refunded to me. And what PayPal did in 2019 is they decided when you refund a customer, we're going to keep the fee. So if you pay $10,000 for something via credit card, and then you call me up 1 minute later and say, Lewis, I'd like a refund, I would have to eat a $290 fee. Not just the 30-cent transaction fee, the entire $290 fee because you decided you wanted a refund. And this is something that's really, really bad when it comes to online e-commerce because there's a lot of consolidation happening. There's a lot of larger players that are able to offer services that smaller ones can't anymore. And I think that that's fair game to some extent when they have more money, more employees, more ability to have economies of scale. But where it really breaks down is where we live in a society where only Jeff Bezos is going to be able to offer somebody the ability to cancel their order before it is shipped without paying a fee. Because I don't charge people a fee if they cancel their order before it is shipped because I think that's just a crappy thing to do to people, especially if all I have to do is hit cancel and hit one button. It's no skin off my back to offer free order cancellations. However, if we live in a world where when you buy $10,000 of merchandise and then hit my bad, I want to cancel 5 seconds later, I have to eat $290. That means that that is something that is going to be passed on to my customer or something that I eat. Now, a lot of people, when I did these videos, said, Lewis, you're an idiot. Why don't you just pass it on to the customer? Why don't you just pass it on to the customer? Well, if I pass it on to the customer, now that customer is going to say, gee, why am I paying $29 or $290 just to cancel an order that I just made? You guys suck. You're assholes. And then they're going to leave a 1-star review that they would not leave for Amazon or a large merchant because the large merchant like Walmart or Amazon is going to be able to have their own payment processing set up where they don't have that. So you're now creating this two-tiered system where independent sellers that are not the size of Amazon or Walmart are immediately pissing off their customers way more than the ones that are Amazon or Walmart. So you're kind of setting up a system where the only people who are going to be able to offer that level of a higher customer experience are Amazon and Walmart. Not because they're better at logistics, not because they're better staffed, just because. Secondly, if I don't pass that on to my customer and I eat it myself, that means I have a higher cost of doing business. It means I have less money to pay my employees. It means that I have less money with which to offer you a better price, meaning my prices are going to be higher across the board, which means that you're probably going to be more aggravated with our services because everything is going to be more expensive when you go to an independent versus Amazon or Walmart, which then is going to push more people to Amazon or Walmart because Amazon and Walmart, not even by virtue of economies of scale, just by virtue of not having to pay this BS fee, are going to be able to offer a lower price to the customer, and again, a better customer experience for nothing. Now, many people have said, well, if you don't like PayPal, you're an idiot. Use PayPal. Why are you using PayPal, dummy? Why don't you use something else? Instead of pushing back against PayPal, which is what I was suggesting people do in this video, stop using PayPal now. Today is your last edit on PayPal. And how is PayPal planning to get away with this? Well, Stripe followed this. So Stripe also now does not refund the 2.9 or 2% fee or whatever it is they have at this point in time. So if a customer buys $1,000 worth of stuff, hits cancel on the order 5 seconds later, too bad. That's $29 that you as the merchant have to eat or pass on to your customer. If a customer buys $10,000 worth of stuff, hits cancel 5 seconds later, even though this is something that's just basic digital stuff, even though this is literally a transaction that is occurring, that at this point in time, with these types of processors, is like 1/1,000,000th of a second of CPU time, you are now on the hook for $290 as a vendor for that, which is insane. PayPal and Stripe. And now, since everybody said, this isn't a problem, you're an idiot. Why would you use PayPal? You're an idiot. Why would you use Stripe? Now, somebody else is also deciding to do the same thing. Another company that I think sucks, Square. I talked about why I thought Square Merchant Services was garbage. I stand by that to this day. In my opinion, they are garbage. They let through many horrifically, obviously garbage, false, fake transactions, and they do not help you at all when it comes to this, whereas other merchants have tools set up to help you identify fraudulent transactions. Square just let a bunch of fraudulent stuff through and gives you virtually no support whatsoever, which is why I switched away from Square, and I described the experience in that video. So this was sent to me by a viewer, and I really appreciate it. This is an email that he received. It says, Square, updates to your Square account. Hi, Anonymous. We are writing to inform you of an upcoming change to the Square refund policy, as well as to updates to Square's terms of service, all of which will be effective as of April 11th, 2023. Occasionally, we update our policies and pricing for our products to better align to evolving costs from our network and payments partners. In these scenarios, we make pricing changes so that we may invest in our platform, create new features, and continue expanding the value Square provides to sellers like you. Processing fees will no longer be refunded to your account when you issue full or partial refunds to your customers. We are making this change to reflect that Square incurs processing fees from our network and payment partners in instances of refunds and to match current industry standards. I want to be clear here, to match current industry standards. So what happened? One company did something that was fucked up. Nobody spoke up and said anything. So, whatever. Another company did something that was fucked up. That's a large, major company. Nobody really spoke up or said anything. So now when the third company does something that's fucked up, they don't get to say that we are uniquely standing alone and screwing over the consumer. They get to say, this is an industry standard. We are simply matching current industry standards. Because once enough people roll over, it becomes the industry standard. You may wish to update your return policy for your customers in order to account for this policy change. We recommend visiting our return policy guide and templates for guidance on how to create a return policy that works best for your business. Here's my return policy when I use Square and PayPal. Fuck you and your shitty ass policy. I'm going to go walk down the street and use somebody that doesn't do that stupid bullshit. And I'm not going to make fun of people who use Square. I'm not going to make fun of people who use PayPal. I'm going to politely inform them that this is what they're doing and suggest that you join us in solidarity with saying that this is a fucked up, stupid practice. Do we want to have a world where every single time you buy something, unless you're buying it from somebody the size of Amazon or Walmart, you have to pay a fee to get your money back? Keep in mind, please do keep in mind, this is 2023. Gigabit internet is not the price that it used to be 30 years ago. CPUs with 50,000 CPU benchmark scores are insanely cheap. The idea that, we are not refunding Bitcoin here. We are not refunding some sort of crypto shit where it takes 10 or 20 minutes to send the effing transaction. We are talking about shit that was easy to do back when your average processor was a 486. This is insane. It should not cost you $290 as a merchant if somebody buys a high-end PC and hits cancel 5 seconds later. It does not cost them $290. It does not cost their suppliers $290. This is insane. And I bet your ass, I would bet BlackBerry, I would bet this cat right here that Walmart, Amazon, and every other major vendor are not going to pay this fee. This is going to result in a two-tiered system, which for people who want to own their success, not rent or subscribe to their success on eBay and Amazon, which I've gone over many times and started 10 years ago in this video. If you want to own your success, own your online store, own your identity, own your brand, and not be a peon for Amazon or Walmart as a third-party seller, this is concerning. Hopefully, instead of just making fun of people that use Square or PayPal or Stripe, we start pushing back against this together. Because that's how you get some positive change. I use Chase Payment Tech now. A lot of things about Chase that I'm not exactly a fan of, but here's what I can say. When I refund the customer, I don't have to pay a percentage of their entire effing transaction to give them their money back in 2023. Let us push back against this so that it does not become a standard, so that companies cannot say when they copy this practice that it is standard, because I guarantee everybody that's making fun of people that use Square or Stripe or PayPal or anything else saying, that's not, oh, I use somebody better than that, I don't have to worry about this. You'll see. You'll see. It's coming to it's going to come to a provider near you. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.